want to talk taxes, and I want to talk taxes with Art Laffer. Art, you were a part of this study that found a tax hike on the rich in Arizona would make all residents poorer. Of course, I think you could say the same about New Jersey and Illinois. So why don't you explain why a tax on the rich actually makes ordinary folk poorer? Go.
Because the employers leave. They just get up and go and leave town. We have a beautiful example in Arizona itself. Jack Williams, who was governor from 68 to 74, raised the highest tax rate in Arizona to 8%. It stayed there for a long, long time until 1990. That's when you had Babbitt, Meekum, and Mulford. Then you had Fife Simon come in. They cut the tax rates down to where they are now. Arizona prospered during this period of cutting tax rates, and now they want to go back to the old days of an 8% tax rate, and it will destroy the state of Arizona. It will really hurt it. I mean, Arizona is a lovely place. But it will really make growth much less.
Okay,
people don't want to pay higher taxes on
right, but let's consider the politics of this. There is income inequality in the United States. Of course, there always has been, but we're told it's expanding. And there is income inequality. And the left says that's not fair. You've got to make the rich pay a bit more because that will make it fair. And you'll close the income gap. Now, that's a political argument.
Let me just ask you.
Go on, go on.
Well, let me just ask you a simple question. If raising the tax rates on the rich made it fair because the rich had less, and the poor also got less, would you like that result? This will make the poor poorer. The rich can leave. They have a free mobility going around. The poor, the minority, the disenfranchised, homeowners, they can't move their buildings. They can't move their jobs. These people are not mobile like the rich are. The rich will just leave Arizona like they came into Arizona, and you'll leave all the poor with lower paying jobs, if jobs at all, and they will be worse off. The rich, believe me, will be much better off with these high taxes than will the poor, because they'll lose their jobs and they'll lose their incomes. High taxes on the rich means employers leave, and employers leaving means poor people don't get jobs, and the standard of living declines. It's true in the U.S. when we raised the taxes in the 1930s. Do you think that made the poor better off?
Right.
No, it was terrible. Now, it also made the rich worse off. We also had it during the war, very high taxes as well. You know, all of these situations, Stuart, when they think they're just taxing the rich, they're not. They're taxing the rich and they're destroying the jobs and opportunities for the poor. And that's what is the crux. And no one talks about that. I mean, your bar owner there, I mean, the guy's fault. It wasn't his fault, Stuart. You were right. But it's also not the taxpayer's fault. Why would you take one blameless person's money away from him and give it to another blameless person? That makes no sense whatsoever.
That's the politics of it.
And these Arizona taxes are going to work badly.
That's the politics of it. But I think
well,
it was
that's the
Margaret
politics,
Thatcher.
and we're in the midst of this politics. And believe me when I tell you, I've been through this a lot of times for a lot of years, and I've watched it. It will not work out well for the poor. Believe me when I tell you that. It'll work out very badly for them and very badly for the country.
I think
we're about to go through another round of it, and I've watched it happen so many times, Stuart, and so have you. I mean, you know, I worked with Thatcher. I was
I was trying to get to Margaret Thatcher, Art. I was trying to get there because it was Margaret Thatcher who stood up in the House of Commons and said, the socialists don't care if the poor get poorer, so long as the rich get poorer too. That's what she said. And that's true.
And she said socialism is so much fun until you run out of other people's money. And she was such a great leader, as was Reagan. He was terrific in the same way. Reagan made the poor richer.
Yeah.
He also made the rich richer. What's wrong with that?
One of the great